Hi all. Right, welcome to a playthrough of Mage Night. Solo as always. Um, I've been talking about what I was going to have a go at next. It was a choice between this and Labyrinth, and I've been watching some video footage of both the games, and it got me right excited about playing them again. So I chose Mage Night first. Now I've not been getting up to do much board gaming recently. I don't know how this is, if this is going to go, if you're going to see a lot of this or not. It might be a slow process. One of the reasons I've been trying to steer away from playing as much. I think it was like overdoing it a little bit, but partly another bit of the reason is I recently delved back into World of Warcraft. They brought out new, fresh servers for the classic version of it, and then I'd heard about the hardcore version of it, where you can't die. Yeah, you're not allowed to die at all. Well, you die and that's it, game over. It's been kind of grabbing me in a bit. And I mean, I played that game for years and years and years before when it first came out. Amazing. I mean, my best video gaming experience for sure. Played it for years. Had a great time, but it does soak up a lot of your life. so I'm trying not to let that do that, but it is obviously interfering with this a little bit as well, and I'm trying not to do as much of this. I guess because I'm away up the stairs out the way when I'm up here playing board games. I've just been playing Warcraft on my laptop, which is more sort of down in the main part of the house, whereas I'm not hiding out the way so much. Anyway, and the other thing is, I probably shouldn't really be starting a new board game because I've still got Day at Pello behind me, and my intention is, and it's 2 weeks today. My intention is to start Enemy Action Ardennes, and D-Day Pillow is still not off the table, and if I'm going to start another game on this table, that means that this table's going to be held up, and this will take me a wee while to go through. It takes quite a while for me to play this game. It's a real brain burner. It's a brilliant game. I play it like just once a year, but I feel like I want to play it once a year. I want to get another game of it. I probably played it a wee bit more than that when I first got it, but it's a once a year game for me. So I should really be concentrating on Pebble behind me, but I don't know. I want to get something new, and been watching some video footage of this, and it got me right back into wanting to have a go at it. Now, as usual, I'm not going to. Well, I say I'm not going to try and teach the game, but I think some people watching my videos learn from it, so I must do a little bit to explaining things. The rulebook for this game is rubbish. It's not very good, but I mean you can make do with it. Now I've not got the Ultimate Edition, as you can see. I've got the original version, but I'm going to play. I've got this one expansion, Lost Legion. Now there was another big expansion. I can't remember what it is, and whether there was another little one as well. I think they all got combined into the Ultimate Edition. You could play that all together. But I've only got these. I've only got this and this expansion, so that's what I'm going to play them with. But I mean, the Lost Legion expansion, I didn't get that long ago. Well, that's not true because I've had a game of it. But I want to say the last game I had of Mage Knight was the first time I'd used the Lost Legion expansion, and I hadn't recorded that or anything like that. So I'm going to be playing with that. Like I said, don't have the ultimate thing. Not quite sure how that works. Some of the issues were with this, using this and this, was some of the tokens, and I don't know if the card backs as well were slightly different coloured. Sometimes you get that with different print runs when you're doing expansions or whatever. I don't think it really matters here too much. I mean, I'm going to shuffle everything up, and okay, if I can see the back of a card or a token and know that it's from the expansion, so it doesn't matter. That's the next one I'm going to draw. It's not going to benefit me at all or make it worse for me or anything like that. The rule book's not very good. I want to say that they didn't improve on it. As far as I'm aware, the Ultimate Edition has basically just got the same rulebook. I don't think they've done anything with it. There's lots of resources on BGG. I thought I had printed some stuff out, but it seems not. The only thing I can see I've printed out is this thing about the cities here. There's, while we're looking at that, there's my games that I've recorded of Mage Knight playing. So I've had a shot at every one, and the last one, that's the expansion one, Wolfhawk. In actual fact, I got that my highest score there. So I dare say the scores aren't anything. I wouldn't imagine them anything special, but I think they're all victories, because I think they would need to be that high. So it may be that I've not registered the ones that were failures, because the points would be a lot lower, I think. Or could it be that that's the lowest one, 173? I think that must have still been a victory. And when I say a victory, I've always just played the solo Conquest. I've not changed it. I've not altered the difficulty of the cities. You battle 2 cities. One's level 5. The second one's level 8. I've not changed that at all in any of the games that I've played. And to be honest, in my opinion, that's all you need to do with this game, is play the solo Conquest. Just play it over. I mean, whether playing some of the other scenarios, you would maybe bring it to the table more often. I don't know. I enjoy my once a year play of this, and I find it enough. But who knows? Who knows? Me recording at this time, and I might look at it because the expansion brought a lot of different scenarios as well. Oh, and I tell you what, yeah, that's a point. One thing that the expansion also brings is what's his name? What's his what is it? Volcar or something? Volcar. There's there. So he brings a different sort of set of scenarios. So that could be interesting. I'll tell you what, if I play this and then maybe we'll see. Maybe if my brain's not been burnt out that much, I could look at possibly having a look at the rules and because it's a different way of playing it. I think using, because he's got a token here. He's got this token. It's sort of different. He's got his own camp and things like that. So he's a special character to play against. Okay, so yeah, I might. I'm just trying to find back in there. That's it. I might look at that. We'll see. So yeah, just going to play the solo Conquest, like I've said, and I'm not going to mess about with the size. It's hard enough. This game. The guys that up the difficulty levels of these cities, I watched some of their stuff, and I dare say I could probably have a go at it, but this is hard enough. As it stands, it's hard enough. It's hard enough, but doable, you know. Anyway, right, let's get set up. So I'll take the boxes away first. Right, so what have we all got here? Right, there's all the enemy tokens up the back there, and what is it? These are ruins, aren't they? These, but they're still maybe involving some enemies. I've shuffled all them up. So you've got these are the Marauding Orcs. These are the keeps. These are the Mage Towers. These are the dungeons. These are what some of the ones that appear in the city. These are dragons, draconians, and these are the ruins, aren't they? So they're all shuffled up. This is our fame track and our reputation track. So I just thought I'd go through a bit of the basics of the setup first. So playing solo Conquest. The length is 6 rounds, so 3 days and 3 nights, which is the sort of general, I think, for the main sort of. I don't think you go any more than that. In the other scenarios, you might have some that play less than that. So. You play with 7 countryside tiles, 2 core city tiles and 2 non-core city tiles, and then the cities, the first revealed is level 5, second is level 8. Dummy player, there's 1 standard dummy player. Cards and skills, you remove the competitive spells. I've got them removed because I never, and this is one game I don't think you should bother trying to play with somebody else. I've heard it can be a bit off-putting playing with other people. You can play cooperative, competitive. I don't know though. I mean, it's there. It's got all the different options. I'm the solo player anyway, and it's not a game. If I ever did get somebody around, that I would suggest let's play Mage Night together. But I don't know. It might work for some folk. I think it's sort of more. If you look up, this is one of the top solo games, isn't it? It was probably highest rated for long enough, and I think it's still highest rated for a lot of people. So it's really mainly a solo game. So when taking tactics, you always do first. The dummy player takes a card at random. The end of each day or night, you remove both the tactics. Yeah. Scenario ends when all cities are conquered. You have one last turn. The dummy player does not. And it tells you about the scoring. We'll come to that. There's variants where you can adjust the city levels. Like I've said, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, so that's it. That's what we're going to do. So let's see game setup here. So, right. Well, first I've shuffled them. Right now, these are the advanced action cards. So these are, you've got your own base set of cards. 16 cards, I think you start with. And you're wanting to, it's a sort of deck building game, but you don't add an awful lot of cards. You probably, I don't know, maybe at the end of the game I've maybe added maybe 6 or 7 cards, maybe. Possibly more than that, possibly less than that. So it's not like, you know, you don't add a bucket load of cards. Just try to think if that sounds about right. 1, 2. Yeah, I think you're not going to get to double figures adding cards. I don't think. There are some cards that you'll get, some advanced actions that allow you to get more cards, and maybe there's some spells and artifacts that are like that as well. So these are the sort of first step up. These are the advanced actions. We've got spells as well, or special cards, and then we've got the very powerful artifact cards. So first of all, the advanced actions are going to get shuffled. Now, I've got, like I say, the Lost Legion expansion built into this. I won't, well, quickly I could go through what was added. There's 12 new advanced action cards that were added, 4 new spell cards, but remember we don't play with 4 spell cards because we're playing solos, so that balances the number out. But there's 4 new spell cards that were added in the Lost Legion expansion. There's 8 new artifacts that were added. There's 8 new regular units. Sorry, I know I mentioned the units. These are the regular ones. There's kind of silver-backed. Don't know if you can see it that clear. And these are gold-backed. And these are the elite units. So there's 8 new of them added. There's 3 new countryside tiles added. 2 non-city core tiles are added. That's that. And obviously we've got a new hero, Wolf Hawk. I just wonder about the tokens about new enemy tokens. There we go. Yeah. So we've got 8 new green tokens. So 8 new Marauding Orcs, 6 new tan ones, which are the dungeons, 6 new red ones, which are the Draconians. 8 new grey ones, which are the keeps. 4 new purple ones, the mage towers. 6 new white ones, are the city ones, and 3 new yellow hexagonal rune tokens, which are the ones on the end there. Okay, so that's what was added on top of the base game. Right, so I'm going to shuffle up the advanced action, and then we're going to deal out 3 cards for the first 3 offers at the start of the game. Right, so there's 40 now total advanced action cards. So that's me shuffled these up. So I'm going to draw the first 3 offers. Give me a brief look at them. They are in need. Won't read it out just yet until we get the time. So now, yeah, I'm gonna deal on the mat. It's just when you refresh. No, that's fine. Right, so I'm going to deal the 3 offers, right? There's the second one, Crystal Mastery. And the final one Chivalry. Okay, so that's our 3 offers for the advance actions for round 1. Now it's rounds and turns, isn't it? I get mixed up with some of these. I think a round is the whole day, isn't it? Is that right? Is it? I think a round is when you played out the day, and a turn is when you basically go back and forward through turns. Yeah, length is 6 rounds, which are 3 days and 3 nights. Yeah, so a whole day is a round, and these will refresh after the end of the first round. We might be able to purchase one of them and whatever. Right, and then we're going to do the same with the spells, and we'll get 3 spell offers, so we'll get them shuffled up. Yeah, so that's spell deck shuffled up. Now there is 20 of them. So there was 20 in the original game, but you remove 4 because they're sort of cooperative, they're multiplayer cards. And then there was 4 new ones added, so that brings us back up to the 20. Right, so the 3 offers for the spells. Mist Form and Veil of Mist, first one. Underground Travel, Underground Attack, it's the second one. And then third one, Restoration, Rebirth. Some kind of healy stuff going on. Okay, right, that's our 3 spell offers. So, well, I've not chosen my character yet, because I thought they're all sitting there. I thought we'll just roll randomly on this. Well, why don't we just let's do the, we can do the unit offer. So the units, it's determined on the amount of players, this, isn't it? Wait now. Unit offer. Reveal as many cards from the regular silver unit deck as there are actual players plus 2. Actual players, right? Well, there is just me as an actual player plus 2. So there's 3. I know there's 3 that go in the offer. That's why I was wondering what it was. Now, when the elite ones only come into play when you've revealed the first core tile, was that? Pretty sure that's right. Yeah, some of these, I'm a bit annoyed I didn't print some of the, because there's a lot of stuff on BGG that's going to help you with this game. Two-faced Index, reveal as many from the regular silver unit as there are players plus 2. Where there may also be some advanced actions in the unit offer. It doesn't tell you there about how the gold ones get added, but it is when the first, well, it'll be the round after the first core tile comes into play, and then what you do is you put an elite, a non-elite, and then an elite again. So the elite ones are not going to be used right now, so I'll just put them up there out the way, and I'll shuffle the regular units. Right, there's 28 of them now, so it must have been 20 before. I think it was 8 new added, wasn't there? Right, so we're going to have 3 unit offer for the first round. We've got Guardian Golems, Northern Monks, and Illusionists. Okay, that's our start there, and like it mentioned, we might get some advanced actions added as well. They appear if you've got any monasteries out there on the map, but we need to start revealing the map. I'm hoping I'm setting this up okay. I feel like that could have been across a wee bit more, to be honest. Mind you, maybe not. This is a long table, and my thinking is that I'll build the map down here once we get this all sorted and out of the way. So I'll move the wounds. They're just wounds. There's nothing on the. They're just. Well, they've got the back because they shuffle in. They shuffle into your hand, but there's nothing. You don't need to shuffle this deck. It's just a bunch of wounds. You just don't want to get them, but you're going to see some of them. Okay, and then card wise, finally, well, I say final. Actually, you know what I'm going to do while I'm on it? I'm going to shuffle these up as well. So that's all 8 units shuffled up as well. So come the time we don't need to bother with that. There was 28 of them as well. So I'm assuming again it was 20, and we've added 8. I still sort of feel like I could move things across a little bit. Well, I might do that off camera, I suppose. You'll not see any difference. I'll be moving it across. I feel like I'm going to be moving too far across here, this side of the table. We'll see how it goes. Right, and then, well, apart from our hero decks, the last deck is the artifacts. So I'm going to shuffle them up as well and just set them aside. So give me a sec. Right, so I've just put them up here beside the spells. Hopefully I'll not get muddled up. I suppose if I'm not unsure come the time, I could look at the deck. I should know what I could look and shuffle them up again come the time if we get the chance at one of the artifacts. They're really powerful cards. So right, let's pick our hero then. So I was just going to roll randomly on this. You might need to have a dice. Yeah, that's one. It's not a D6, so what is it? What's a D10? Oh, that's even better. Right. So yeah, 0's a 10. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wolfhawks at the end. So we've got Arithia, Tovak, Norowas, whether I'm pronouncing these right or not, Goldix, and Wolfhawk. Wolfhawk's the one from the new expansion. So let's see who's going to be our hero. Okay. 3. It's going to be Tovak. So I said 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have Tovak. So that's the deck we're going to have. Now for the dummy, which doesn't really matter. It's just based on the colours of the crystals and what cards. But we need to pick somebody. So again, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'll re-roll a 9 or 10. So for the dummy, there's another 3. So that's going to be Norowas. Right, don't really need his figure. So I'll put the rest of these away. So we're not using Wolfhawks. I can... Yeah, okay. So Norowas is going to be the dummy player, and we're playing as Tovak. Right, give me a sec. Right, I was getting myself a little bit muddled up with some things there, but I think I've got things worked out now. So we're going to have that all on that side. Not sure, this is a dummy. I suppose, yeah, I could put him here, I think. There's not enough to do with this, we just flip over 3 cards. So that can be his discard pile there. And the advance actions only go down 3 cards anyway. And that's unit off 4. So maybe do that. Now that's his skills there. Let me give them a little bit of a shuffle. We might probably not use these, but you never know. We get the chance to use one. It works a bit different to the multiplayer, I think. Well, obviously because we're using a dummy. Right, that's them shuffled up. So we'll get to see some of them when we level up. I'll just leave them there. And then, yeah, and he gets, because it's got, is that white? Yeah, it's white. It's 2 white and a green. So he gets 2 white and a green mana token. So there's green and 2 white. So, basically what that does is when we draw, all you do with the dummy player is draw 3 cards on his turn. If the 3rd card matches any one of these mana crystals, then you draw a number of cards equal to the mana crystals. So if the 3rd card turns out to be green, we draw 1 more card. If the 3rd card turns out to be white, we draw 2 more cards. If the 3rd card turns out to be blue, We don't draw any more cards. And when you draw, like, let's just say the third card was green, and then we drew one more card and it turned out to be white, you don't then draw more cards after that. It's just, you just get the one extra. Or how many extra is mana gems. And they'll build up as the game goes on. And that it just determines how slow or quick the dummy player will play. And we've got to keep an eye on that, because once his deck runs out. Now, did I shuffle it? No, I don't think I did actually shuffle the deck. So that's his deck of 16 cards to start with. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. Yeah, and he'll gather an advance action card after every round. So at the end of the game, he'll have 6. Well, no, the last one won't count. So I suppose it will have 5 cards, won't it? Extra. Okay, so that's him. And then ourselves, Tovak. So where am I going to go? Where am I going to put things here? Right, so I guess I'm going to put my stuff somewhere here. There's our skills. Now, what was confusing me, I think it's maybe this one on the bottom. No, maybe I shuffled them a little bit. There was one skill that you removed when you were playing solo, because it was some kind of competitive one. And I was looking at the rules and getting confused, because it was a sort of, they had a black face and this is a white face. Well, they've added 5 corporate. This is a cooperative skill. They added that in the expansion. So what you do is you take out, right, I've not got it handy, it's got a black face and it does something competitively, which is no good when you're playing solo. So they added these 5 competitive skills, one for each hero. So that's what that one is, so that you can play with that. So that's good, because you had to remove that one previously. So let me shuffle them up a bit first. Hang on. Right, so that's a skill token shuffled up. Tovak, now this is his command tokens. So they go on there. However, we do get the first one available, which is just a blank. Now that should be face up, grand, shouldn't it? Yeah, I've got them the wrong way around, shouldn't I? These should be on show. Yeah, and then you flip them round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, because this tells you your hand size and your armour, doesn't it? Yeah, that's right. Right, and that's... No, that goes like that. Right, okay, so we've got one command. We can basically recruit 1 unit. And as we level up, that would then flip over and go there, and then we can recruit 2 units, and so on. And you can see that went from 2, 5, and the 2 is the armour. That's our armour, and the 5 is the amount of cards you draw. So you can see the first level up is going to up our armour by 1 to 3. However, it's going to leave the card size, the hand size at 5. Okay. So, well, that's that. That's our hero. We'll get him on the map shortly. We need his deck of 16 cards. So going to shuffle them up. Give me a second. Okay, shuffle that. I want to say there was maybe, did they add 1 card or replace a card or something? Can't remember exactly. Right, so that's our deck here that we're going to draw for, and then I should go to my cards in here. Yeah, I feel like I'm moving too far along. I'm going to have to move everything across, but I'll not bother with that just now. I'll deal with that later. It's more than likely this is just going to be the setup. What am I at? 29 minutes. Yeah, that's just the usual, isn't it? So now we need to set up the map, yeah? I think. So what we need, well, that's the starting tile. So that's going to be here, and I think you put it A side up. I think if it's going to be a wedge, it's a B. You're doing a different map. I think it's A side up. Map shape is wedge. So So does it tell you back there about the map shape? Wedge. Wedge, this shape uses starting tile A. Yeah. So that's where we're going to start. And our hero Tovak is going to start on the portal. Right, and then so what is it we do? We just shuffle up so many tiles, don't we? So you've got 7 countryside tiles, 2 core city tiles, and 2 core non-city tiles. Okay, so what we do here is, these are the core tiles, they're brown, and the countryside ones are green. Right, so we get 3, 4, there should be 4 non-city, and then 1, 2, oh, there's more. Of course, that's because some of them were added. No, you're just using 2 of the non-cities and 2 of the cities, Grant. So I need to get the 4 cities out. Where are they? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Right, so you've got the green city, the red city, the blue city, and the white city. Right. So I'm going to shuffle these up. I'm going to take 2 of these. Right, I'm gonna, what have I got? A D10. Yeah, right, so I'm gonna roll what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's four different tiles. For the first one, 5, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's that one we're going to use, and then I can do a 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be the first one, right? So that's our 2 cities. These are not going to be used. We can chuck them out of the way, and then from the non-city, there's 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 of them. I think some of them, you can see them quite clear, can't you? Look. These are the ones that have been added. It's a shame that, isn't it? But yeah, you know, I'm just going to shuffle up blindly, and then I'm going to roll the dice for these anyway. So if we, okay, we're going to know if we see them darker. Well, what can you do? Right, so I've shuffled up. So what did I say? There's 6 of these. If you know, I've just got a D6 handy, Grant. Right, no, I've not, but I'll just re-roll 7, 8, 9, or 10, right? So for the first one, re-roll 6, right, that's the bottom one. So that one goes in, and then we've got 5 left now, so we can do a 1, 2 for the first one. 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the second one. They're all out. They're the 4 that's in. So we shuffle them up, because they're going to be down the bottom. I'm just doing this off the. I wanted to go through and start reading the rulebook again for this, but it's not a pleasant rulebook to read as well. And I kind of know how the game works. There's going to be some things come up. I'm going to be looking up the rules, but it's a complex game. But I mean. Right, that's them shuffled. Right, shuffle. What we'll cut? That's them. Right. So now our countryside tiles. There's quite a lot of them. So we're needing 7 of them. Right. So again, there was probably some of these added. Let me give these a bit of a shuffle. I'm not going to bother rolling at these. I'm just going to pick 7 randomly out. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, they're not going to get used. They go back. We'll give these another little shuffle. Oops. No, that's really needed. They were all shuffled about, right? And then a little cut at the end. Right, that's all random. So they're now going to go on top of them. shape. Right, and that's our tile setup. Okay. So now we set things up by, we have to draw the first 2 tiles, don't we? Don't need that anymore. Actually, I'm going to use that for the mana dice. I've got our little tokens that, well, actually we need to set up. We need to set one of these on the fame track, 0. You can see our first level up. We need 3 fame points to level up. So that's one. That's going to be our main target of round 1 anyway. Well, as quick as we can with that, and then a reputation track starts on 0, and that can go up or down. If it goes up, it'll help us recruit, help us give us influence, and that'll subtract influence. These are all the little mana gems ready, and we've got our 3 mana dice that we're going to roll, and that'll determine what mana colours are on the source. So I shuffled this up a little bit. Okay, and we've got these cards. There's a lot of cards here. This is the cards for our skills now. What have we got? It's see, these aren't. I mean, it's got the colours green, blue. Is it white? Tovak has. Oh no, I think that's Tovak's one, is it? Oh, well, I'll find when we look at the first skill. See, this was the extra card that came, and it shows you the cooperative skills of each one. And you can see they've got a wee white face on, whereas before it was a black face. And these are the ones you had to remove because they didn't work in solo, but now they've got these, and they do work in solo. We've got all our little reference cards for all the different things we're going to come across. Cities, monster dens, keeps, Draconum, yeah, monasteries, labyrinths. Labyrinths is in the expansion. That's a new thing. The walls are a new thing in the expansion. We don't need Volker's Quest or the camp, but anyway, we'll look at them as need be. Okay, so I think we just can start building the first 2 tiles, can't we? Let me see where I need to find that, but yeah, one rule I've got to remember, I've seen people, there's loads of videos out there, by the way, right on this game, but one you've got to be careful with is that core tiles cannot be added to the coastline, i.e. to the leftmost and rightmost lane of tiles, because this goes up in it's a wedge like that, so you can see that the core tiles can't be any of them up that side, and you can't vary from that. You can't explore that way. You've got to explore in a wedge shape. You can see there are different ways to do it, but that's what we're playing with. So in this example, this could be a core tile, these 2 could be a core tile, but none of the ones on the coast, because it says that they are. Core brown tiles cannot be added to the coastline, i.e. to the leftmost and rightmost lane of tiles. The map starts tight but then opens relatively quickly, and soon it can be wide. The extra rule prevents the cities being too far from one another. Okay, right, so let's get going. Yeah, I'm sure the first bit is just to lay out these 2 tiles, isn't it? There's a summary in the back here that explains how to go about the round setup and that. Right, give me a second. Yeah, it shows you in this walkthrough a bit. That's how it is set up. You set up the 2 tiles from the start. So I'm going to do that first. And it doesn't matter what way you're going. I think I'm going to have it going sort of that way. Okay, so I'm going to put the tile here first and then the tile here. The first one's going to go up here. And these match up with the little symbols here. So we're looking for... I'm going to get glary bits from here, aren't I? So there's a bit of the circle there, look. And there's that star. So that's how that goes. And then we've got the tile coming in here. That's one of the new ones. Okay, good, interesting. And you can see that's going to match up with that star there. And that circle down there. Okay. Right, now with that, we would place, let's look for marauding orcs first. So you've got one there and one there. And these always come revealed. So, like I say, I've shuffled all these up. So the first one's going to go, I'm going to put the first one in there. So I'm just going to stretch across and draw that. They come revealed. So he's going in here. So it is let's see. I've got enemy rune at the back of the book. Mind you, if it's any of the new ones. That is Orc Summoner. Orc Summoner, yeah, so you don't use him, you draw a brown enemy to fight against, I think, with that when you go and challenge him. Draw a brown enemy that will fight you, and then you've got to destroy him, I think, with the 4. That's his defense. That's how much fame you would get. And, well, we'll look at it. I'm pretty sure I draw a brown enemy, and then I've got to then block its attack or deal with its attack. Then, when it comes my attack, I don't look at the brown enemy anymore. I'll look at this, and that is then how we deal with that guy. Right, so he's in the woods there, or the forest. Is it forest woods? Whatever it is. And then the second one's going to go here. I'll stretch it across. Yeah, that looks like a new one. That's got a lot of things going on there. Yeah, that is a new one. Is it in the back of that? Oh, it is, good. So that is Orc War Beast, I think. Yeah, so it's got a lot going on. It's got an armour of 5. It's fire resistant and frost resistant. It's brutal. It's only worth 3 fame as well. And its attack is 3. The wee X on the keep means it's unfortified. All site fortifications are ignored for such an enemy. Okay, not quite sure how that would... Oh, it could be, because in actual fact, he's surrounded by walls here. Do these count as site fortifications, maybe? I'm not sure. Let us say some of the new bits to the expansion. I've only had the one game when it was a year or so ago. So some of that's going to be... going to have to look into it a bit more. Right, what else have we got here? That's a village. That's a magical glade. That's a monastery. Okay, so for each monastery that we get, we draw an advance action for the offers. Isn't that right? Are you going to look it up, or are you just going to go with what you know? Let's just double check. Revealing a monastery tile. When a monastery is revealed, you immediately draw 1 card from the advance action deck and put it in the unit offer, not the advance action offer. This is a monk's knowledge, and it can be learned at the monastery. Right, so we've got 1 monastery here. So I'm going to draw an advance action card. And we're going to get pure magic. So that is going to go in the advanced, in the unit offers. So beside these, right, and if we happen to draw another monastery, we'll put another one there. And if we draw more, we're just going to have to make space here. So this can be recruited at the monastery. Well, sorry, that can be bought, that can be purchased for 6 influence. You can learn one of these advanced actions through interaction. The cost is 6 influence points. And if you buy it, you put it on top of your deed deck. Okay, so that's that resolved. So we've got these two, and these are new. This is a maze. I don't think we do anything with that. I'm gonna have to look up what it does. Well, actually, does it not tell you? Not just use your wee little cards, Grant. Probably. Labyrinth. Oh, it's a labyrinth. It's not a maze. There it's there. Labyrinth. So you may enter a labyrinth as your action. If you do so, you may choose one ready, unwounded unit to accompany you. You cannot use any unit other than the chosen one during the entire action. Then choose a path and fight. So you're going to fight a red draconium, but your rewards could be crystals, a spell, or an artifact. Right, nothing happens. I think you just go into that one. We've got that there. There's walls there. Combat: when challenging rampaging enemies across a wall, consider the enemies to be fortified. Yeah, so that's what that's saying, but that's saying that's not fortified. All site fortifications are ignored for such an enemy, so that's why that one is. So we can attack them across the wall. You can see the walls are on that side, and that side. I don't think you can move into that anyway, can you? But if we are attacking him across this wall, he would normally be considered fortified, but that's why that one's saying no. Right, and then what is this? It is a refugee camp. Recruiting. You can interact to recruit units here. For purpose of recruiting, you may consider this to be any of the depicted sites. Units require more advanced sites for recruitment. Other costs increased. For units that can be recruited on multiple sites, choose the cheapest option. If you were just wanting to recruit units that had the village, let me give you a look at what units we've got on offer here. Here's the first one. You can see it can be recruited at a keep or a mage tower. So if we'd done that at the refugee camp, it would cost us +1 influence, but it enables you to do it there. So it would normally be 7 to purchase this, so that would knock it up to 8. But it gives you that added bit of being able to recruit there. Okay, so nothing more to do with that. Okay, I think that's us good. Yeah, I think that's us. No, well, not quite. Let's carry on. Let's finish the setup. Move that out of the way. The back of this says it's a round summary. So prepare the round, not in the first round. Flip the day and night board and refresh the source. Right. Right. Now these are the turn order, so I'm showing Norowas as first at the moment, but that might not be the case. That depends on the tactics. So this is the day side to the board. It flips over to night, and like I say, you go day night, and then the game's over. It gives you the costs of movement there on the different terrains. We need to roll mana for the source. So we play with 3 mana dice. I'll tell us somewhere about. I think it's the same as the unit offer. It's like the amount of players +2. I want to say. Again, it's where to find these things in this rule book. Using mana, there are 4 basic colors of mana. Reset the source, roll all mana dice in the source, following the conditions outlined in the game setup section. Right, it must have been on yours. So, day-night board. The right parse is the source. Right, roll as many mana dice as there are actual players +2. So it's the same as the unit. So we're going to roll 3 dice. Now, there's a condition here. At least half of the dice have to show basic colours: red, blue, white, or green. If not, keep rolling all the black and gold dice until this is true. Okay, so we've got 3 dice because one player plus 2, right? So as long as we don't get a black and a gold, or 2 black and 2 gold, then we're good. And we don't really want to see black. Okay. Right, that's bad then. Because we've got 1 black, but at least half of them are normal colour. So these are going in the source like that. So we get 1 white, 1 blue. And then unfortunately this black goes up here because we can't use the black during the day. So we might be able to find something to manipulate that dice. Okay, I think we're drawing our cards now. Yeah, we get to see our hand first, and then before we pick tactics. So our hand size is 5. So we're going to draw our first 5 cards. Threaten, March, Tranquility, Rage, and Crystallize. Right, so that's our hand to start with. Here's where Grant starts struggling to work out what to do. Because it's a tough game, this. You feel like you should be able to do more, but it's really quite a struggle to even get moving at times, as you can see here. Now, just to sort of talk a little bit about things that the ability above the mana token is the basic ability. You don't need to pay anything for that. So I can get influence 2 from that. Or I can play a red mana, either from my inventory, from a mana token that I've got in play, or you're allowed to use 1 dice from the source per turn. You can see it's only blue and white that we've got there, so I wouldn't be able to get red. In fact, there's no way of me getting red at all. Yeah, there's no way of me getting red at all. So, green as well. It's white and blue we've got in the source. So, these cards are out. The only one we've got access to a colour from is this. So we could either play the basic of that, which says when you play this, also pay 1 mana of a basic colour, gain a crystal of that colour to your inventory. So what I could do is play that and use either blue or white from the source to get a crystal in my inventory. And crystals, when they go in your inventory, that would, let's just say we pick the blue dice, that would just go in there. So you keep them. They stay there permanently. They don't go away until you use them. Now, if you just gain a mana token, then it just goes in play and it'll be there until the end of your turn. If you don't use it by the end of your turn, it's just going to get discarded. If I play the stronger ability of that, I would have to play blue mana, which I do have in the source. So that would gain a crystal of any colour. So, in all honesty, if I was going to play that, it'd be as well using the blue mana to do that and get a colour, get a green or red maybe in my inventory, and then that I know the cards. So, yeah, that doesn't look like a really good start, to be honest, because I've only got move 2. Oh, actually, yeah, I'm saying that there's no way of me getting the colour there is if I use my crystallising or... Now, this is always about this baffled me slightly, and I'm sure it's reasonably clear in the rules. You've got a little hand there, and it's a little foot. That's sort of saying that tells me influence and movement and combat. I want to say that one's special, and that's heal. So these must be it's just how you can. You're allowed to take 1 action, and then let's just get this right, Grant. Yeah, so just looking at the summary in the back here, like I say, I should probably have a look on BGG and see if I'm sure there's something I could be using that's better than all this. So 1 turn, if your deed deck is empty, you may forfeit your turn to announce the end of the round. If your hand is also empty, you have to do this, right? A regular turn, right? So you've got optional movement and or map revealing, then optional, sometimes mandatory action. So they're the things that you can do. So we can move, and then we could then have combat with enemies. We can move, and then we could interact, and then we're not playing player versus player. You can't move, have combat, and then move again. You have to do all your movement first. That's right, I think. Now, if you were resting, there's no movement, no action. You standard rest, you discard one non-wound card and any number of wound cards. So recovery, if you have wound cards only, discard one wound card. Right, if you're in that state, then you're in trouble. But then within any turn, you may play any special and healing if not in combat effects. Use up to one die from the source. So that's what you can do. And then at the end of the turn, you're going to do these things. So I want to say this is a special card. So we could move to, we could then attack something using this card, shall we say. Or we could move and then use our influence to recruit. But we could always do the special action, and we could always do a heal, unless you're within combat. So you can't do it in combat, but after combat you could heal yourself back. So you could have a fight, you end up with a wound, you could use the tranquility to heal one. Notice this also allows us to draw one card as another option, which the fact with no wounds in our deck might be something to consider. Okay, I just want to see where the wee symbols are. They must be here that tell you all the symbols. Right, I'm not finding them. They're in the back. No, right in the walkthrough bit then. There's two books. There's a walkthrough and a sort of rule book. Action cards, yeah. Here they are, here. It tells you what the action cards. Card types. The symbol in the upper left-hand corner determines when this card can be played. So during movement, you can play cards marked with the move icon. When interacting with locals, you can play cards marked with the influence icon. And in combat, you can play cards marked with the combat icon. Yeah. During any phase, you may play special cards. That's the one we're talking about. This crystallize. They usually support other actions or have their own unique effects. Also, healing cards can be played at any time except during combat. Right, but you've got to do that in that order. We can't attack something and then move. Well, I think I said that already, didn't I? Basically, your movement comes first. That's right. Regular turn, optional movement. We don't have to move, but we could play cards to move, right? Then, once we've finished our movement, now we could also explore as well. You can, let's just say I was sitting up here and I was able to generate 4 movement. I could go 1, 2, it costs 2 movement to go into planes. You'll see it down there, there's 2 during the day, it's just 2. So we move 2 into there, and then I could explore here, and then we'd draw one of the tiles. For the other 2, it costs 2 to explore, and then we'd explore that tile. After that, let's just say the marauding orc appeared there. We could then attack it. But what we could also do is we could spend the move 4 to explore, and then if we had other move in our hand, I'm pretty sure this is right, we could then spend more movement to carry on until we've stopped our movement. It's still optional movement. I'm pretty sure that's right. I may double check that if it comes to it, or if somebody tells me before we get there. But yeah, I think I can spend 2 movement just to have a look here. And then, let's just say it was quite clear and I wanted to move further, I could spend another card with extra movement. I'm pretty sure you can do that. I'm starting to sort of doubt myself slightly, like, as to thinking maybe you need to actually announce all the movement. Movement. You may move during a regular turn. During the movement, you can reveal new map tiles. All movement must be completed before taking any action. Right, but I mean, when moving, you may play any amount of movement effects. Most of these effects generate move points. You may play any number of movement cards from your hand, use movement skills, or activate units with movement points. Yeah, I mean, you could move. Total move points provided by all your cards and effects. You may then move your figure. The real tile. You are allowed to alternate between exploring new tiles and moving. You are allowed to play additional effects to add move points to your total anytime during movement. There you go. So we could move, reveal, and then say, oh, right, I'm going to spend some more move to move further. Yeah? So you want to make the most of that, really, because you might say, well, if I was sitting here right now and wanted to explore, I wouldn't want to spend any more than 2 move initially. I would just want to see what was there before I then maybe it's rotten up there and I say, right, let's spend another 3 movement to move back this way, maybe, because it's all rubbish up there. Okay. So yeah, I think, and then once you finish your move, you then can either attack or interact, but you can always heal yourself as long as it's not within the combat. You can always play these special cards at any time you want. So, which is something that we seriously probably need to think about. However, there is one more thing. Where are we here? Yeah, we have to choose tactics, yeah? Right. So let's choose our tactics and then let's just wrap this video up, I think. So it's just the day tactics there, the night ones. So let's have a look here. I mean, I've got them in order, but well, let's just go through them now. One is straight up, does nothing, but you're going first, right? So you're never likely to take this. It's not that important. I mean, you might. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, right. Rethink. When you take this tactic, you discard up to 3 cards, including wounds, from your hand. Then draw that many cards, shuffle your discard pile back in your deed deck. I mean, it's not awful. If I think my hand wasn't very good there, I could discard 3 of them, basically draw 3 new ones, and then the discards get shuffled back in. So it's a way of resetting 3 cards that you might think is kind of bad start, Mana Steal. When you take this tactic, take 1 mana die of a basic card from the source and put it on this card. You can use that mana on any of your turns this day. If you do, reroll it at the end of that turn and return it to the source. Okay, so you're taking a mana dice out the source, but it is allowing you to possibly take 2 mana dice, because you can use the 1 off of this and you can still use the 1 out the source, Don't think that's something we want just yet. Rethink is possibly worth thinking about. Planning. At the end of each turn, if you have at least 2 cards in your hand before you draw as if your hand limit is 1 higher. It's always good, that one. So worth thinking about. And this is probably one of the more popular ones. Great start. When you take this tactic, immediately draw 2 cards. It's probably the most popular one. Number 5, great start, I think. Right moment. 1 time this day during your turn, you can announce that you will take another turn immediately after this. If you do, flip this card face down. Okay, so I guess I'm thinking great start. Great start, planning, I like. I mean, I suppose rethink. If I do think my hand's pretty poor, but then the great start could give me 2 more cards here. As long as we get a bit of movement. I mean, what are we gonna do? What's our plan here? I don't know. Well, this is probably going to be nice to head to recruit, isn't it? Let's just see that again. We've got. It's going to be slightly more expensive to recruit, but what was it again called? Refugee camp. Yeah. We've not got any that have the city icon anyway. We've got one that's got the... What is that? is that a monastery, that the third icon? I think it is. So you've got village, you've got keep, mage tower, monastery, and you've got city. So all our recruits out there. Oh, can you recruit the advance action that way? Maybe not, because it does say recruit units here. But I mean, for purposes of recruiting, you may consider this to be of any of the depicted sites. So I mean, you need to be in a monastery to be able to recruit this, but this is kind of allowing you to do that. I don't know. I'll maybe need to look more into that, or if somebody knows the answer to that. However, the other ones are, this is keep and mage tower. This is monastery, and this is monastery and mage tower. So they're all going to be an extra +1. So these three are going to cost me. They're going to cost me 8 influence to recruit one of them, but it's nice to think about getting some recruiting done. I mean, going to the village here is not any good because none of them are going to be recruitable from that village. So there's no real point in going that way, I don't think. Now, we've got this, which I'm not so sure about. I think probably the best idea is maybe to work our way. That's 3 through the woods forest, isn't it? 3, and then that. What is that terrain? Is that hills? I think that's hills. That's another 3 as well. So it's going to cost us 6 movement to get to there. However, then we could take on one of these orcs. The orcs, you just need to fight if you're adjacent to them. Other enemies, you need to move into the actual hex to battle them, but these just attack. You can attack them from there. So I think that's probably what unless we consider this. I'm not really sure about these. What was it again? A labyrinth. You may enter a labyrinth as your action. So I mean, I could move 1, 2, 3, 4 and end there, and then I could decide. I mean, if I go here, I really need to get myself 8 influence. I mean, this card threatens quite a nice card because you could pay red mana and get an influence of 5. However, at the end of your turn, your reputation is going to drop by 1. But 5. Now you can always play a card sideways for movement or basic attack or influence. So you can always play any card. So I mean, I could gather 8 influence with the cards that I've got there, but remember, I've actually got to move. Now we could just spend 6 movement and then go there and then end our turn. We don't need to try and do it all in a one-er, and we're sometimes not going to be able to do it all in a one-er. So what should we do? Shall we go with Great Start and take 2 extra cards? I think I'd like a bit more movement, so I think we'll do that. Right, so we're going to take, that's our choice. We're going to take Great Start and get, well, that's our choice. So then the dummy player then randomly, and I'm just going to shuffle these up and draw 1. So it's going to take 1 early bird. Well, that was good. So you never took any of the other good ones. So that then goes away. These 2 are then removed from the game. However, we're going to take our 2 extra cards, and we get move 2, good, swiftness, and final card. Oh right, that's obviously our special card, isn't it? So cold toughness, attack 2 or ice block 3. Okay. Ice block 5, get +1 ice block for each ability or colour of attack depicted on the enemy token you block. Listed as arcane immunity, or for each mana spent by an opponent during the attack. Yeah, I think this was the new addition then from the expansion, maybe. Anyway, okay, so we got a bit of move. We've got, well, if we could generate green mana, we could get move 4 and then move 2. That is our move 6. So we'll see. Anyway, these 2 cards are out of the game, and I'll put these tactics back underneath, getting ready for the night ones next turn. Okay, Right, that's the setup complete. So I think we're over an hour there, aren't we? And I'm going to have to go and scratch my head for a while and wonder what I'm going to do. Yeah, hopefully I'll do that before I hit record when I come back. I'm not sure I'm going to get back tonight or not. I would like to, but yeah, we'll see. Well, I've at least got this started anyway, so yeah. Okay, well, I'll be back with part 2 sometime soon. Okay, cheers.